I wish I'd properly understood these things when I started out in photography. It took me a long time to really debunk the myths and the sort of internet hearsay. And the first one we're going to start with is something I see in the comments all the time. Photography is all about who you know. And yes, it is. Photography is 100% about who you know. But you don't have to know them when you start. If anything, it's kind of a bit of a double-edged sword having that little bit of nepotism there. When I started out in photography, firstly, I didn't know my job existed. I didn't know the industry existed. Of course, I'd seen an advert before, but me being me, I hadn't gone, oh, I wonder how they're created. Wasn't a thing. My dad worked in a factory doing this onto a conveyor belt. Mum stayed at home. We didn't live in that world. I didn't know anybody in the industry. However, now I know pretty much everybody I need to know. It's not the thing that you have to just instantly have, much like your photography skills, it's something you work at. Now, I went through that period of going, it's not fair, I don't know anybody, but really, none of us do. We just have to get out there and find people, meet people. You have to put the effort in because it is all about who you know, but you got to go and know them. Kit matters. I remember seeing, I think it was called Famous BTS or magazine or something like that. It came out on Instagram. At the time, I thought I was a pretty big time photographer. I was getting paid $2,000 a day for a shoot. I was like, yes, $2,000. That's like the equivalent of 3.5 in America, I think. I was working a lot, and I remember going, wow, I've got my 5D Mark II, I've got my Bowens 500 dual lights. This is expensive kit. And then I saw this person using this stuff called Broncolor. And they'd got like 6 packs and 10 heads and all. I was like, what's this? $12,000 a pack? I don't think so. How are they affording that? Is it that much better? And the thing is, they're affording it because you get to charge a lot more at a certain point in your career. And you do need it. You do need the better kit. You do need that top level kit. And I know you're going, oh, Scott, you tell us kit doesn't matter. Probably doesn't for you. It doesn't for most of us. Kit makes that last 1%. It's not the 99% leading up to it, but once you've exhausted everything else and you can't possibly get better at anything else, sure, throw some money at kit. Once you're shooting global campaigns regularly on Godox lighting, sure, spring out for some Broncolor or Profoto or whatever it may be. It is not going to make your career, but once you've got to a point where you're absolutely nailing it anyway, it'll give you that tiny little boost. So kit does matter, just probably not for most of you. And that's not me being, oh, it doesn't matter for you guys. That's me going, statistically speaking, most people watching this, kit doesn't matter. For me, kit matters sometimes. When we're shooting a particular campaign and we're getting paid 6 figures, your kit matters. You're getting paid $5,000 for the day, your kit doesn't matter. And getting the better kit won't get you to this point quicker, but when you're at that point, you're expected to have that better kit because it is yay bit better. Godox pretty much will work for 99.9% of photographers around the globe. And it's great. It's cheap. It's affordable. It's reasonably reliable for the cost. What we really need is someone to go out and make a sort of Toyota of the lighting world where it's cheap, affordable, and really well maintained, but we're not there yet. Time is money. When I first hired my first cleaner to save me time, up in here I was going, yeah, time's money. The reality is I hate cleaning. I will not clean, given that I will have a cleaner on my payroll till the day I die. I will not pay for cleaning, but it's not because time is money. Time is only money when you're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day on paid work, and you literally have no more time. At that point, time is money. Time is not money when you're getting a cleaner and you're taking Sunday off. That's luxury. Very different thing. I see a lot of photographers going, oh, I need this new upgrade because time is money. I need this better computer, time is money. We've just gone from a Mac Mini to a Mac Studio fully spec'd out. That's not because time is money. It's because we physically couldn't do the job anymore with that Mac Mini and it was needed for something else. I can now edit this YouTube video out in 3 minutes instead of 25. Thing is though, I do it at the end of the day when I go home, so it could take an hour for all it matters, because time is not money when it comes to computing like that. But a lot of people put it in their head. Now, it's lovely having a faster computer and a nice computer. If I make a mistake in this edit, I can quickly change it and blitz it out again rather than waiting another day. That's lovely and convenient, but it's not time is money. Becoming a professional photographer is pointless, impossible, and stupid. Yes, it is. It is pretty much impossible to make a lifelong career out of photography. I know so few people who've done it, so few compared to the amount who try. I mean, if we take this YouTube community as an example, imagine that a quarter of them are trying to. So what have we got? It's like 70,000 people on here. Let's make it 80 because my math skills are not great. 80,000 people on here. 20,000 are trying to make it. Maybe 100 will. That's not to say don't try. And that's not to say that the idea of what they're trying to make might not be where they get to, but they get somewhere below that. I wanted to be the next Annie Leibovitz. I'm not the next fucking Annie Leibovitz, am I? Sometimes we just have to sit there and go, yeah, I've ran out of skill. That's I'm at my level. I'm at my pinnacle. This is where I live. And yes, I didn't achieve the greatness I wanted to, but it's not a bad life. I come in here, I'm with my dog, we're hanging out. Life's good. You might not make it to that level that you want to, but there's so many careers in photography, so many different rungs of the ladder. And a lot of photographers I know have gone, oh, do you know what? Photography's not for me. Digitech, assistant, gaffer, producer, whatever it may be. There's so many jobs in this industry. But if you want to make it as a photographer, you sort of have to treat it like elite sport. If I use football as the example here, so in America that means one thing, in the UK it means another thing, but actually those two things you're thinking of work really well. Becoming a top league footballer is nearly impossible, and most people will say as a child, I want to do that. Very few do. There's lots of leagues below it and they all make loads of money. The reason why it's so hard to do it in photography and football, sadly, we don't quite reach the lofty heights of this, but the reason it is so difficult is because it's a really cool job and we get paid a shit ton of money. So because of those two things, the competition's high, and that's how it is. If this job here was about as fun and well paid as being an admin assistant, there'd be a lot of jobs at a lot of low pay. It would be a very different industry, but it's not. It's cool, it's fun, it's sexy, it's exciting, and because of that, it's competitive as hell. For some people like me, I love that. I don't even care if I win and get to the top. Well, I've recently realised that won't ever happen. But even with that in mind, I'm still happy to play my part. I'm still happy to be part of the game. And I'm still happy to be competing at the level that I can compete at. This here is going to kill photography. So at the moment, it's AI. There's actually something newer than AI that's out at the moment, which is slowly making its way into here, which will make AI seem absolutely obsolete and redundant, but there we go. Before AI, it was CGI. Before CGI, it was videos getting so good they can just grab a still. My thumbnails are just stills from the video. People used to shoot their thumbnails as photographs. But it's a 6K camera. We don't need that, do we? I'll just do this. And there's your thumbnail. There's always something new. There's always something new taking the job away. And the thing is, the job isn't really the camera. The job is you. The job is your creativity. It's just a medium. My job is not operating a camera. There's literally someone for that. So on a video shoot, they're called a DOP. On a still shoot, they're called a Digitech. My job is to know what looks good. That's really what I'm doing. When we get down to brass tacks, sure, I can do photography, I can light, I can use camera settings, but let's be honest, if you can't learn to shoot in manual mode in 20 minutes, and you really think 20 minutes worth of learning manual mode is worth 100 grand a day for a big campaign? Yeah, of course it's not. It's what's up here that matters. These things will all absolutely end your career, AI, CGI, whatever, but only if you don't adapt. What I do today and how I work today is completely different to how I did it 5 years ago. And in 5 years' time, it will be completely different. There may be an invention like the camera that doesn't even exist yet. And do you know what? If it's better, if it's a better medium for me to get what's up here onto paper, I'll be using it. The camera is a tool. That's all it is. You know, the camera replaced in science the pencil. Do you think there's people going, oh, do you know what? We used to hand draw these what do you call it? Chop an animal open and look inside. We used to do it at school. We used to hand draw the pig's lungs. Now we photograph it. It's ruined it for everybody. It's just better. It's just better. Better things come along. Old things go away. Sometimes the new thing's not better in hindsight. And I think people are finding that with AI at the moment. AI stuff looks cheap. It ruins brand integrity and is brand color. So here's the current state of affairs. Companies go, let's save money by using AI. Everyone goes, in the creative world, probably wouldn't do that. People don't like it. They do it It tanks, and then they go, let's do something really wholesome and real. That's the current state of play. We'll do a whole video on AI if you want as well. We'll get some legal people in as too and go through the whole thing. Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that. I'll make it happen. You cannot be a professional photographer at a high-end commercial level, this is, not wedding or whatever else it is, unless you live in New York or London. And there is still some truth to that. It is hellishly hard. Not impossible, but hellishly hard. If I could have my time again, I'd move to London at 22. But I can't, and I didn't, and it made my life a lot harder. I know photographers who are young and they're like, oh, I live in Manchester or Edinburgh or I don't know, I'm trying to think of up north places, Liverpool, Newcastle. My advice to them is move to London today. As soon as you can, go and sleep in the most hellhole place because you can stomach it. It's much easier. It's not impossible to do it elsewhere, but it's much easier. All the big campaigns are done in New York and London. If you're there, if you're networking, if you're socializing, it's fine for me now. I can afford to go to London every week and go to the parties and all the rest of it. When I was starting out, like going out to London for a party for the day is a minimum of £600. When I was starting out, I couldn't afford that. That was ludicrous. That was like my weekly, well, it's more than my weekly money. But now I can afford to do that regularly, so it's not an issue. But to start with, that was huge. If you're young, if you don't have dependables, if you can stomach it, move to New York or London, it will make your life 10 times easier. And the last one, this is the one which really gripes people. It gripes me as well. You have to be on social media. And you have to have a following. Now, the thing is, it's misunderstood. That following doesn't need to be 10,000 people. It needs to be your core demographic. Mine is about 100 people in the world. That's all that matters. There's more than 100, I don't know how many on my Instagram, there's more than 100 there, but those 100 people follow me. They're the people I'm posting for, not the whatever many thousand extras. It's a great ego boost when you get lots of likes on your post, but I don't care. I want to know that these people who might book me are seeing me every single day. If you don't use social media and you want to be a professional photographer, you are an idiot. It's free and everyone's on it. Now, don't get me wrong. If I didn't do this job here, I have two businesses. I've got the YouTube company, which is one thing, and my commercial work, which is the other thing. If I didn't do either of these, I would not have a digital footprint. I would not be online. I wouldn't be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anything. I'd watch YouTube. I like watching YouTube, but I wouldn't be on there. I wouldn't have an account. I would not exist online if it wasn't for my job. I hate social media. Hate it. But it's an evil necessity. You've got to do it. So whatever your opinion is on it, suck it up, do it, and get on with it. See you soon. Bye-bye.